All right, as we start 2022, we're making a bit of a shift with people, and you see Jordan Hamm, and you know him as the host of Recruiting Roundup. Jordan is going to continue to do some recruiting, but wants to be more involved in college. And with the transfer portal, it really is Recruiting Roundup times 10, right?
Yeah, it's basically Recruiting Roundup 2.0 with how many guys are making moves either into programs here in the state of Arizona or playmakers that played here at the prep level that are now moving spots. We've already seen Jack Miller make the move. We've already seen Keaton Slovis, Spencer Rattler make the move, and there are still plenty still out in the portal. So I'm excited to help, enhance the college coverage here that we have. There are so many great colleges here in the state, but like you said, the portal makes it a completely new element that maybe even 2 years ago it might have been a once a month thing, and now it feels like it almost needs to be a weekly thing.
All right, University of Arizona has had a banner recruiting year with high school, and now they're going into the portal and they're getting some dudes. Walk me through what's going on at U of A.
Yeah, it's been a great couple of weeks for U of A. At the All-American Bowl, they got Rashawn Speedy Luke to commit, and he was the MVP, a running back. Reminds me a lot of a Karan Adams type, runs a 10-0, 100 on the track. But in the transfer portal, they got two guys that have already played a lot of football that I think could really help them. First, it was Hunter Eckles. My guesses will be a linebacker for U of A, and they lost a lot of guys to the draft and graduation this past year. So that was a room that they could use a couple extra guys in there. And Eckles is someone that played a lot for USC. So I think that he could really help out on the defensive side. And then Jacob Cohen of Maricopa High School, Arizona native, had a great year last year at UTEP. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. He was just a huge target, smaller guy, but can make those has that vertical to go up and get the ball as well. So, I think with the offense last year, what we saw out of Jed Fish, they could move the ball. They just had trouble in the red zone, kind of finishing off drives. So I think adding more pieces like that can really help them. And having Cohen be a guy that has already played a couple of years at the college level, he has that experience. Him and Jamari Joyner can kind of team up and have help out some of these younger receivers that are coming in of what it's like to be a college athlete, what it's like to play in the Pac-12. So I think that he can help in a lot of different ways, both on and off the field for U of A.
Jordan Hamm with us for a couple of minutes as we continue on through the college transfer portal. All right, Chubba Purdy, his journey's been crazy. I'll just go right back through it and lead it up to you. Leaves Perry High School, highly decorated, commits to Louisville, leaves Louisville when Mike Norvell goes to Florida State, has multiple surgeries on his shoulder, didn't work out, goes in the portal, gets hit on by Pitt immediately. And now we're in a space where he's got some programs that are coming after him. There's others out there, but this is a huge week for him, right?
Yeah, going to be a really big week. Recently received offers from Nebraska and Oklahoma. He's going to visit both of those campuses. So I think it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be a bit of a whirlwind. They may take a couple of days and then figure out where they're going, maybe take another visit or two. But it sounds like those are two programs really closely recruiting him. And it's really interesting what's going on in both of their quarterback rooms. For Nebraska, Adrian Martinez, seems like he's been there 8 years. Forever, transferred to Kansas State. Nebraska just took a commitment from former Texas quarterback Casey Thompson, but it sounds like Nebraska is fine taking more than one quarterback, and they'd like to fill that room up a bit as well. Now, Oklahoma, you have Lincoln Riley leave. Brett Venables is in there, but much of the offensive staff is still over there. Caleb Williams recently put his name in the transfer portal. He said he could go back to Oklahoma, but he was also at SoFi Stadium checking out the Rams game on Sunday, as well as the Lakers game. I think he could team up with Lincoln Riley again. If I had to put money on something, I'd probably say that's the scenario. Oklahoma also took in a transfer from Dylan Gabriel, the former UCF quarterback. So there's a lot of moving parts here. Obviously, Chubba still has plenty of eligibility left. So this could be, let's get a more experienced quarterback in there and maybe Chubba can work his way in. Again, as you said, he's coming off multiple surgeries. So it might take a little bit just to get more acclimated, but a lot going on for Chubba for sure. But I think these are two really good landing spots for him wherever he ends up going.
Cade Bennett is viewed as one of the top offensive linemen, or was viewed as one of the top offensive linemen when he was at Notre Dame Prep.
Mm.
Goes to Oklahoma State. He's in the portal. What are you hearing?
Yeah, he instantly received a lot of interest within 12 hours of him putting his name in the portal. Close to 20 schools had already reached out, including Arizona, Arizona State, UCF, Penn State, San Diego State. It sounds like San Diego State has already put kind of the full court press on him, and he's very interested in that. But like you said, this is a guy that is such a great interior lineman. Saw a little bit of time at Oklahoma State. He's been coached up by a really good program for 2 years now, and he's only getting bigger and stronger, which was a scary thought coming out of high school for him as a senior at Notre Dame Prep. So I think there are a lot of really good options for him, and I think he's just going to be a little bit meticulous. I remember going through his high school recruitment. He wasn't going to rush anything. I think he's going to take the same approach here. Obviously, just things just didn't quite work out at Oklahoma State, but he has a lot of really good options that he could take in.
Yeah, and I think you'll see him visit Colorado at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I think San Diego State probably is a clubhouse leader. He's really interested in business administration. You know, Jaden Daniels, Connor Soley, Isaiah Glass are all putting some, not pressure on him, but just trying to work him through to come to Arizona State. So when you have a lineman that comes out, and let's just look at ASU, they've lost 3 guys that are leaving the program. It would make a lot of sense. But I'd say today, if I'm a betting man, San Diego State, as we're sitting here talking about this. Anything else before I get you out of here? Is it just going to be, look, Brad, we're going to be in the middle of the hurricane as long as this transfer portal is doing what it's doing?
Yeah, I think that we'll see some decisions, especially as the semesters are starting up for colleges. I think a lot of decisions will be happening here in the next week or two. One other name that I am really interested in is Matt Polk, former Saguaro wide receiver, also a guy that was at Oklahoma State. He put his name in the transfer. When he was healthy at Saguaro, there were very few people that could guard him, including his teammates. That include a guy who's playing for a national championship in Keely Ringo, a guy who saw a lot of time at Washington and Jacoby Covington, and Javen Jacobs, who is going to be making his decision here shortly. So again, when he's healthy, he is a great guy. I know he got banged up at Oklahoma State as well, but I think that wherever he ends up, he can really help a wide receiver room.
That's Jordan Hamm. And again, this is going to be every week, every few weeks as warranted. Jordan now shifting over on the college front. He'll still be involved in the recruiting roundup. Claudia Collins is taking over Jordan's position. They're going to combo together. We'll put more resources to that. Good stuff, Jordan. We'll see you next week.